What is going on? This is another video coming at you from JD's NerdVerse. My name is JD. We're going to dive into this. So today we are playing through with the little rat that could, Rattata or Rattata, whatever you want to call him. As you can see on the screen, we are having our first battle against Charmander. This was a first time victory, first time playthrough. So it's one of the few I do where I don't have to reset just to win the first battle, because battling back from not getting that first win and and having to make up the experience points is kind of irritating. It's kind of sets you behind the 8 ball. Some Pokemon you have to do that because you have to struggle to get through the first part of the game. But Rattata, it starts off in a slow level up group, so that's one of the downsides of Rattata. But I'm going to go over the positives to Rattata. Positives to Rattata is, one, you have very good speed for a first stage Pokemon. 72, decent speed, good enough speed. You'll get through a lot of Pokemon. You'll go first a lot of the time, and you have a pretty decent attack. Everything else is not very good at all. So you're pretty much what's called a very fast glass cannon. So, yep, not very good. And most stats aren't very good, but the two stats that are kind of very important for single playthroughs are pretty good. When you evolve, you get to, you do get higher speed, but you also get higher everything. Everything pretty much doubles except for the attack and speed. So the other stats kind of catch up with you, but it's not the greatest stats, but they're not bad either. The moveset is kind of good, but also kind of bad, because Hyper Fang is fantastic. Quick Attack is great, but you don't really have much else. Super Fang, it cuts the opponent's health in half. Well, with our playthrough, we can't just leave Eradicate to have Hyper Fang and Super Fang and then no other moves, so we had to pick one or the other, and I made the mistake of removing Hyper Fang, but we'll get to that later. But what Rattata has a huge advantage on is he has a very broad move pool. Body Slam, Bubble Beam, Water Gun, Blizzard, Thunderbolt, Thunder Dig. Then obviously he has the moves that everyone can get, like Swift and Toxic and Takedown and Double Edge, things like that. But he has some pretty good movesets. Those are very, very solid moves to get through the game. So where this is a normal type Pokemon, most normal type Pokemon are going to struggle against Rock. We got to get through Brock's Gym, so there's a little bit of struggle there. But after that, we're going to have Bubble Beam and Water Gun available to us to take on Rock-type Pokemon. So there are some benefits. Now, here's some downsides. I already went over some of it. The stats aren't very good for the most part. 2 stats are pretty good, but overall stats are not great. So we really can't take a lot of damage. Also, the move pool, level up move pool is very shallow. We do have Hyper Fang. After Hyper Fang, we really don't use another level up move. And as though I'm kind of going to contradict myself, because the moves we just mentioned are good. They're really good for the mid game. Bubble Beam's not going to be great against Elite Four. Thunderbolt, it's going to be okay because it's reliable against Elite Four, but it's not as powerful as Thunder. But Thunder is not reliable enough for a one Pokemon playthrough. Dig is good. Earthquake would be better. So yeah, there's definitely some good parts. And also the other downside to Rattata is, if you noticed, whenever we beat our rival, we didn't level up. So what that means for us is that Rattata is in a slow level up group. That's what that means for us. So that means it's going to take him a little bit longer to get experience, a little bit longer to level up, which is fine. In single playthroughs, there's plenty of experience to go around. But that also means we might have to fight a couple extra battles more than we would have had to. So, as you're looking here, we're playing through, and we're beating a lot of these Pokemon pretty handily. Rattata, I don't recall doing a lot of resets in general battles in this playthrough. He's actually very quick. He's got a good one-hit knockout. Not in this generation, but there's actually some pretty cool things where if you're facing bug-type Pokemon, you get poisoned. Rattata gets stronger. It's called like Guts or something, some weird ability. It's not in this one, but it's a pretty nice, cool ability that you get playing through. So, yeah, we're playing through this game, and what's the big thing about Rattata is, yeah, he just... Oh, another good thing. I'll mention this. So, after you get past Brock's Gym, you have Hyper Fang, you have Quick Attack. You have a pretty amount of power points to get through a large area of the game without having to go back and heal. And the other trade-off on that as well is you also, like, the game like snowballs very well, and you'll get to that here in a little bit. Right now we're fighting a rival battle, and I'm just going to talk about the rival battle. So we go to fight a rival battle. As usual, he throws out that Dirty Bird Pidgey. Okay, Quick Attack. It does close to half. Not quite half, but close. And he gets off a stupid Sand Attack. My least favorite move in all of Generation 1, Sand Attack. Now, I don't know if you saw our first battle. We won with 2 hit points. Early in the game, Rattata looks like it's barely getting by. Right there, we won with 8 hit points. As you can see in a little bit, right here we get Hyper Fang. So when you get Hyper Fang, you need Hyper Fang to beat Brock. You're not going to beat Brock with just Quick Attack and Tail Whip. Alright, you gotta get Hyper Fang. So we're going on to take his minion on first. I call them minions, whatever you want to call it. Whatever you want to call them is fine, but I call them minions. And Hyper Fang, it's a one-hit knockout for Diglett, which I can't wait for my Diglett playthrough. It's going to be fun. And Sandshrew. I never played through Sandshrew, so I'm curious about how Sandshrew plays through. And so now we face Brock. Now, with Hyper Fang, it does about 1/4 to 1/3. So it does right there. That's easily 1/4. The problem is he does defense curl, so now it takes a couple more turns to knock him out. And we should have gone for Hyper Fang again, done more damage, and maybe avoided one more attack. But it's fine. We get the knockout. We're level 15 now. We miss. And now he does Bide. So the strategy here with Bide is use Tail Whip while his Bide is building up its attack. So if you don't know how Bide works, Bide takes whatever you damage him and deals it back double. So it does it over a couple turns. So if you over 3 turns, if you do 6 damage, it's going to give you 12. So another close battle. 4 hit points. 4 hit points. So now we're going and we're going to face these right now. Like I said, here's the best part about Rattata. Or one of the better parts about Rattata, because it has a few moves that can get some stuff, get the job done. You don't have to go back and heal. We have Tackle, we have Quick Attack, we have Hyper Fang. The only thing we have to worry about is potentially getting poisoned or hurt or something like that. But we have potions and things like that. But Hyper Fang would do better if it had like 20 hit point or 20 power points. So we get level 16. I think when we get level 20, that's when we evolve into Eradicate. So here's the thing I was talking about with. See, this is what I mean. You got one Pokemon that can just wreck you, and you got to go back and get healed. And I think I didn't go back and heal because I know I could take this person out, but I also need to heal up my re-heal my Hyper Fang. So I'm kind of contradicting myself. We actually go back and heal here, but I think we went back and heal here just because it wasn't going to take it took 30 seconds at the most. So I don't know why I filmed this and put this in the video, but I think I just show you it literally takes a couple seconds of me playing to do it. I don't go by in-game time. But if you've never watched this before, I do want to explain that we are playing through on a timed player game. It does pause for some unique events. One of them is Lieutenant Surge's gym. You can take forever to find that damn thing. So as soon as I get in Lieutenant Surge's gym, I pause the time, and as soon as I start the battle, right before I start the battle with him, I start the time up again. If I'm dumping stuff into a computer, I will do that as well. And if there are tasks that he done right before, I don't count that against him, like going to get some vitamins or whatever. I don't count that against the Pokemon, so I do stop the timer for that. And that's pretty much it. The only other exception is once in a while you have a Pokemon that needs to get Hyper Beam. I don't count the Hyper Beam, getting the Hyper Beam move against the Pokemon. It's my choice. I don't want to do that. I don't think it's fair to the Pokemon that because the game limits their moveset and they can't do certain things, so you have to. And the only way to make that, if I could just put a code in and get it for them, I would, because I think it's more fair. But yeah, so those are the things that stop the clock. So this is a running clock. We have to be concise. We have to make decisions. If we keep trying the same battle over and over again and keep losing, the time is going to add up. So that's why this playthrough. Now here's where what I was getting at earlier, where the move Rattata's move or his run through just snowballs and it builds very well, and it does get to a tipping point, but it builds. Here's why it builds. You get Quick Attack pretty early, pretty solid move. Then you get Hyper Fang. You get Hyper Fang to get through the first gym. Then once you get the Mountain Moon, you get Water Gun. Water Gun, very solid move, especially because one of the biggest hurdles for any normal type Pokemon in Gen 1 is Rock type. And now with Rock type, we don't have an issue. Water Gun will be a one-hit knockout for any Rock type we come across until we get the next move. So right here is one of the Rock battles. Another Brock wannabe. So Water Gun, one-hit knockout. Geodude, one-hit knockout. And last but not least, Onix, one-hit knockout. So there. Got it done. Bing, bang, boom. And now we evolve. That's another reason why I put this one on here. So now we evolve into Eradicate. So now our stats are adjusted up from this moment on. So we have an fully evolved Pokemon from this moment on. That's actually really early in the game for ever getting that. Usually we're past at least Lieutenant Surge's gym. And now we have 3 moves on here that can just wreck, and we don't have to go back and heal. That's the benefit. You've noticed that if you watch this, you'll notice that there's playthroughs where you don't have enough power points or you take too much damage, and you don't have enough knockout ability. That's really the key to a lot of these playthroughs. Is if you have knockout ability, you don't have to worry about going back and healing as much because you're not taking as much damage. The only thing you have to do really is kind of heal for power points. But this is where the move, it snowballs. And what I mean by snowballs is we have 3 solid moves right now. Quick Attack, Hyper Fang. I think we have Tail Whip still, and we also have, we just got it, Water Gun. What we're about to get is another very strong Water type move. So now not only do we have a better Water type move, but it's more powerful. And it's going to blast through. It's going to still alleviate the same problem that most water type Pokemon or normal type Pokemon have in Generation 1. It's dealing with rock types that have very high defense, and your moves just don't do much. So I think we go back and heal. Yep, we go back and heal, and now we're going to face Misty. And again, this is the second gym battle, and if you saw the first one, we won by barely like a hair. We won by a hair. So here's the battle with Mr Staryu. I'm pretty sure Hyper Fang is a 1-hit. Oh, it's closer. It's such a range. Oh my god, such a range. So we take a little bit of damage, which is dumb, but it is what it is. And so Hyper Fang again. It's a 2-hit. If we get the second one off, Bubble Beam, we tank a Bubble Beam. We tank it. I think if we'd had Rattata, we'd have lost that. So glad we had Eradicate. The extra defense really came in clutch there. So now we fight our third rival battle. So we miss our first attack. He gets a quick attack off. Would have been a 2-hit if we hit the first one, so it doesn't matter. Abra, Abra doesn't do much. You can't do anything with Abra. You got to teleport. That playthrough is going to be a pain in the ass. I'm not going to lie. That playthrough is going to be a pain. Now, luckily, in my playthroughs, I let him level up compared to other playthroughs, other guys out there. But in my playthrough, I'm going to let him level up. So, and now we're playing through Nugget Bridge. Nugget Bridge is a joke. It's all the battles are trivial. We're almost 10 levels higher. So if you saw my Pidgey playthrough, you'll notice that with Pidgey, like we were like 9 to 10 levels higher as well, and we were not getting anywhere close to 1-hit knockouts. Like maybe the bird Pokemon we just fought, but Pidgey doesn't have Peck or anything like that. It's just a Gust, which is a normal type of move, not a bird type, not a flying type. So yeah, I'm conserving a little bit of my moves here. That's why I'm using a little bit of Quick Attack. We're going to take a little bit of damage, but there's potions I have. Like, these are trivial battles. And they're not very difficult at all. Like, we could probably go through like 10 of these bridges with the same Pokemon, as long as we had enough ethers and we could survive this without taking any damage. So, Eradicate, to this point in the game, has been I've been very happy with it. It took a little bit longer in the beginning to level up to get a good move. But once you get that good move, the game really opens up. And like I said, the game snowballs. We just got Bubble Beam. I don't know if did we remove Tail Whip? I'm gonna look here. It's gonna go fast, but yeah, we removed. Okay, so we didn't remove Tail Whip. We kept Water. We got rid of Water Gun for Bubble Beam, which is fine because we're about to get another move. We're gonna get another move that really is gonna give us a lot more. So the range and coverage of our moves is incredible in this game, and that's the benefit to Eradicate. The Pokemons that have had the most move coverage have usually been the most successful. Right now I'm contemplating what this is, and I'm trying to remember what it was, and I'm like, I don't think it's one I can use anyway, so I moved on. And again, another hiker right here. Now this one does have a Machop. They really didn't make... I'm drinking a Monster, if you're not sure. They really should make a Monster. That's a Pokemon edition. And call it Pocket Monsters, the energy drink. Just something I should do. Maybe if you're listening to this, I doubt anyone from Monsters actually listening to this. That should be a great marketing ploy for you. Is Pocket Monster energy drink. You'd probably sell a lot more of this stuff. Take a little bit of the caffeine and taurine in it out of it, and maybe it's something you can sell to kids. But it wouldn't be a horrible idea because it'd be great marketing. Pokemon is the biggest property in the world. But anyway, so we're going through past Nugget Bridge. I don't know what route this is. Actually, I have a picture of the route in my phone. Past Nugget Bridge, and we're decimating everyone in front of us. There's really not anyone ahead of us that has anything super great that's going to be super effective against us. So where are we at? We are at Route 23. That's where we're at. Okay. So Route 23, and I was hoping here that Seismic Toss might be a. I have not had a playthrough yet where Seismic Toss is a viable option. I think Charmander or Charizard had access to it, but it was just better moves available at the time. And then we're getting this Oddish, another one hit knockout, perfect. So yeah, we're doubling our levels. Then we go to Bill's house. I usually cut out the Bill house stuff, but I do want to show this because I learned this on watching another YouTuber called Scott's Thoughts. So in our playthrough, you're gonna see I use the escape rope to get back, which saves you about maybe 15 seconds on 4x speed, 15 to 20 seconds. Okay, but apparently in Pokemon Yellow, they got rid of this ability. They got rid of the ability to use that. So now we actually have Dig. We're not going to be able to use Dig in this fight, but we actually have Dig. I didn't show the battle to get Dig. I apologize. But now we have Dig. So look at the moveset we have. We have Hyper Fang, a very good move that's going to knock most people out. Okay. Quick Attack. So if we have a little sliver of health, we can get that knockout before they attack us back. Bubble Beam to deal with the fire and rock and ground types that we deal with that we won't be super effective with Quick Attack or Hyper Fang. And now Dig, a 100 base attack that you can get in the game. That's really nice. So this is Focus Energy. I'm not going to use Focus Energy. Screw Focus Energy. It's a piece of crap. So that's the moveset I'm looking at right now. And I think I got Body Slam here too. So I'm pretty sure I got Body Slam as well. So now Body Slam, I believe, replaced... It did not. I did not put it in yet. I didn't need it for this battle. I knew exactly what was going to happen for this battle. I was going to knock all of them, pretty much all of them out in one hit. And I miss. And knockout. And now Charmeleon. And we knock all of them out. So we're 7 levels higher we should. So I didn't add Body Slam, but I think I added Body Slam. I should have. I hope I added Body Slam for Lieutenant Surge's gym. So that's where we're headed to now. And by the way, I can never pronounce these cities. So Pewter City, that makes sense. Viridian. Cerulean, and Celadon. Okay. Okay, I can probably figure these out. I've never been able to actually figure these out when I was a kid. Fuchsia City, Vermilion. Viridian and Vermilion. That's in Celadon and Cerulean. They all sound alike to me. A couple of them sound very similar. That's why I get them confused. I think I knew these names, but I just never knew which was which because they're so close in name to the ones that get into the C and ones get into the V. Palatown and Pewter City. Okay, so now we're fighting. Now we're heading toward. Now, actually, what route are we on? So now we're on Route 9, and we're heading towards the Pokemon. Now we're heading towards Rock Tunnel. Rock Tunnel, usually Rock Tunnel is a big point of contention for playthroughs because you're either going to have nothing good if you watch our picture run, we didn't have anything great to go against the exploding Geodudes and Gravelers. What we had was potions, and we tanked a lot of them. Luckily, we were so high leveled. We had I don't think we had Pidgeot, but we still had Pidgeotto. We had such a high defense that we were able to tank a bunch of them. That's the only reason we won. If we had to get in a knockdown, drag-out fight, we lost. Because all I had to do is keep rock throwing us until we knocked. We fainted. There's nothing I could do to counter that. But the fact that they used exploding Geodudes on us actually was a saving grace because I would have been able to handle a fight. One attack, and I was able to tank a bunch of them pretty well. With Raticate, I just gotta get off a Bubble Beam. If I get off a Bubble Beam before they attack me, problem solved. I don't have to worry about them. So if you're looking at the time right now, we're at 42 minutes. This is about the time. It's a little bit ahead of Venusaur. I think it's close to Squirtle and Charmander, about around the same time period as them. So that's where we're at right now in this playthrough. And I did add Body Slam. So we're looking at a move of Hyper Fang, which has 15 power points, right? Body Slam, which I think has 20. It's 20 or 15. It's one of the two. Dig has at least 20 to 25. And Bubble Beam has 20, 25. So look at all that. We could literally go a very, very, very long time in this game. So 15's Hyper Fang. Come on, JD. Pass JD scroll for me. Okay, it's too fast. Okay, need to slow it down. But we can go for a long time, basically, without having to go heal. And the reason why that's such a big deal is because that saves time. Like, I don't have to dig out of here and go heal right now. So it saves us a lot of time. And this is why, like, fighting this battle against the hiker isn't that big a deal. Because we're getting knockouts without a lot of contention. It's like right here. I think I run across another fight. Yep, run across another fight. It's fine. Because why? Because we have the one-hit knockout ability. And yeah, we're not having too many issues. I wish I could go a little bit slower so I can see how many PowerPoints we had. But it is what it is. So while I'm in Rock Tunnel, I will do a little bit of the promoting for the channel. My Instagram is JD's_nerd_verse. And my Twitter is at JD's NerdVerse. Very straightforward. What I will say is I'll also do some announcements for the channel. We are going to be doing some extra stuff for the channel. The next content coming out, obviously, if you've been watching my videos, you know the Pokemon are coming out in order. So you can probably guess that the next Pokemon is going to be Spearow, followed by Ekans. I've kind of done a little bit of a scouting playthrough just to understand where my issues may come with Spearow. I'm excited about it, but the problem I'm having with Spearow is probably the same problem I have with Pidgey, is I'm worried about Lorelei, so that's something I gotta address. So I might have to over level before I get to Lorelei. So that's probably gonna be an issue, as Lorelei is she's a bitch. She's hard to get through. We're in Rock Tunnel now, and then also I'm doing like a couple more tier makers. I'm doing a tier maker of Disney's like eras, the Silver Era, Golden Era, Renaissance Era, so on and so forth. I'm going to do ranking those. Pixar is hard because there's like 30 videos. There's 30 movies, and so it's hard to rank all of them at once. It's a long video. So I have to decide how I want to do that, if I want to do that, how to condense it, things like that. I also have some other video games I want to rank. Possibly Pokemon starters is one on there for all of them. I will play through other Pokemon games in the future. I just want to get through this one first, so that you can kind of that way you can kind of like see like which one I think is the best. So it's not really a tournament, but I'm gonna play through, and I'm just have some in my mind that are sticking to me about which ones I find are the best. Actually, Rattata is one of the better ones so far. Honestly, he is honestly one of the better ones. In any playthrough I've done, he's very consistent. It flowed well. The flow with him flows like Beedrill after Rock's Gym. That's how it flowed. And also you got the flow of like Charizard and Blastoise. Both of them flowed very well. So there's some that don't flow very. Pidgey doesn't flow well. As much as I like Butterfree, Butterfree didn't flow well. Always seems like you're just always like barely winning, or you're just struggling to get wins. So that's how I feel. And Rattata, whatever you want to call it, is one that I personally, I feel like as much as I've never played through with a Rattata, never had him on my team, never used him before. He's not someone I've ever used before, and it's not for anything bad that he's done. It's just I've always thought they're better Pokemon, but for being what he is, he actually can do very well. He's got very good coverage, so on and so forth. So, we are getting close to getting to Giovanni. Giovanni is an idiot. He doesn't have a lot of range for... I mean, he was just the ground gym leader, so it makes sense. But Giovanni in yellow is so much better because he actually has more of the Pokemon. He actually has like Persian's one, so on and so forth. And... you could have just tossed that. But okay, so now we have Tweedledee and Tweedledum. If you don't know, that's their names. That's really their names in the game. No, I'm just kidding. That's what I named them just because they're not very challenging. They're not very good. One-hit knockout there. One-hit knockout there. We are 10 levels higher. We should one-hit knockout. And Bubble Beam gets into one-hit knockout again. So, Tweedledee's done. Tweedledum is next. Ekans, go up to Hyper Fang. Knockout. Boom. Good job. Sandshrew, this should be a knockout as well. Do they have exactly the same team? No, they don't. Okay, they have Arbok instead of Sandslash. Okay. Hyper Fang is a knockout. So, yeah, we went through Rock Team Rocket's hideout without taking really any damage. We're going to take some damage here because I don't think Kangaskhan's a one-hit knockout. But I'm pretty certain Onyx is, and so is, what's his name? One-hit knockout, perfect. Rhyhorn, one-hit knockout, perfect. And Kangaskhan is... Okay, he's a multiple-hit knockout, and this kind of scared me a little bit because it is a fighting type, and we're kind of weak to fighting. And then one more. That could have been big. It was a critical hit. If you got one more hit, it could have been bad. So we get the win. So again, we're kind of getting like very close to winning in some spots. So now we're fighting our rival fight. This is the easiest rival fight in the game, by far. You're so over-leveled. I still up and down swear this game... I'll explain this. So we knock out Pidgeotto in one hit. We knock out Execute in one hit. Gyarados is going to be a one hit. Gyarados is a one hit. Kadabra's a one hit. Now, did we one hit Charmeleon? We one hit Charmeleon. Okay. This game, the way the game is designed is, I think the developers were hoping that when you come out of Rock Tunnel, you go immediately into this to explore it, and you come across your rival. However, most people, like, I think maybe when I played the first time, I noticed that. I went there and fought him, and I think I beat him pretty handily, but because my Pokemon at the time, I played with a Charizard. My Charizard was like level 50 at this point. And I think that's what the game anticipates. That you're going to go there, oh no, I can't get past this door, I need to get self-scoped, and you leave. And then you go to, Celadon City, and then you get your stuff. Now people know, like, okay, just skip over that. We got to get this thing anyway, so no point going into Pokemon Tower. So it is what it is. So now we're fighting these guys. And I don't know why they have these Team Rocket guys have any interest in anything Mr. Fuji's doing. Maybe they want to catch a Snorlax. I have no idea. But we're getting through this right now. And another thing I just want to reiterate, like I said, we are timed. This is not like... I'm not dishing these playthroughs. This is just different playthroughs, okay? But like if you watch someone like J Rose, which I highly recommend, his playthroughs are fantastic. They're very enjoyable. I like them. If you watch his playthroughs, he will reset back to his point and then keep fighting the battle. So the in-game time is not reflective of how much time he spent playing it. So that's the difference here. So for example, my in-game time, it's at 4 times speed. But if you divide it by 4, it's pretty close to the amount of time that's on the clock whenever I'm playing. So an hour and 4 minutes, we face Koga. I'm pretty sure Koga's not like... I'm pretty sure it's a walk in the park. Because we have Dig. Dig's a one-hit knockout for just about anything except for, I think, Muck. Hyper Fang is half. We don't get poisoned or anything. Dig. And Dig is a knockout. Perfect. So Dig should knock out the other Coughing pretty handily. Oh, nope. Okay, I made that mistake. I should have just gone for Dig. Okay. And I think we Dig underground and, yeah, using self-destruct. So we took no damage with Koga. So that's a drastic change in trajectory that we've been having. So the drastic change in trajectory, we've been barely beating the big name battles in the game. So now, for the first time, now I delete a move, which I'm really upset about. If I redid this playthrough, I'd have kept Hyper Fang and told Super Fang to screw off. Okay? I should have just kept a Hyper Fang. I think that's one of the biggest... It's not like turning point, because it didn't cost me the run. But that's something I would have changed. Because I think Hyper Fang was just better. It's more powerful move. Super Fang cuts... Whatever your opponent's health is, basically cuts it in half. So that's what Super Fang does. So not bad. It has need. It has usage. There's some times where it has some drastically good usage. Hold on one second. And there's a battle where I thought I was gonna lose. 100% thought I was gonna lose. So I get healed and we go fight another girl. And I was like, you know what? We're here. We might as well get as much. Let's try out Super Fang. See, it only does half. Hyper Fang, that would have been a knockout. And now I get poisoned again, and now I gotta use more stuff. So this is where, like I said, if I could do it again, I would have kept Hyper Fang, and not had Super Fang. Which I think we removed Super Fang anyway for Thunderbolt. Yeah. So now we're gonna fight all the girls, or not all of them, but a decent amount to where it's helpful to fight all the girls in here. The experience points is definitely beneficial. I think I'm gonna start making it so where more of my playthroughs, not all, but more of them, I'm going to have I'm going to be playing through, like, fighting every trainer in a gym. Because the experience point, you can get so much experience in one area and start avoiding other ones. If you go to an area, like, for example, if we're fighting all grass type right now, there's really, if you have a Pokemon, you have a very specific strategy to beat grass type. When you're bouncing around from our hiker to a youngster Joey and a lass or whatever, you're bouncing around with different strategies. So with this, I can spam one strategy and win pretty handily and get a lot of battles in the course of a couple minutes. And now I got another antidote I got to use. Fun. So that's, and heal. Yeah, I didn't need to do that, but okay. So now we're fighting Erica. These shouldn't be very hard. We should be about at least 10 levels higher. At least 10. Yeah, 13 levels higher. Body slam, one hit knockout. Tangela must have really high. I swear Tangela has like super high health or defense or something. Because you can never get a one hit knockout on Tangela. And Vileplume is a knockout. Vileplume can be dangerous if you don't get that knockout right away. So now we're gonna go face our rival. First time we face our rival. In here. Let's see if we get the win first time. Very rarely do I ever get the first time win against our rival. Now, we only have 15 minutes left, so... okay, so then we did add Thunderbolt. Okay, so we added Thunderbolt, got rid of Super Fang. Execute. Should be Dig. Do Body Slam. I should have done Body Slam to get-go. 2 Body Slams would have knocked him out. Gyarados, Thunderbolt. Should be it's a range. It's a range. I think I could have got it if it wasn't a range. Alakazam. Dig. I think a Dig's a one-hit knockout for Alakazam. And I'm poisoned, so I can't take much damage. Bubble Beam. I don't get... This is why Bubble... I was saying earlier that, like, late-game move. Bubble Beam is not a late-game move. Charizard is level 40. So I did lose this one. Okay. Charizard's level 40. We are 2 levels higher. And we have a water type. And we don't knock him out. We don't actually get half damage on him. This is what I mean by the moves are great for mid-game. We're getting into the end game. I know I sound like I'm talking about Marvel. We're getting into the end game part of the battle. And what that means is we're getting to the part where some attacks just don't do enough damage. So that's an example of Water Gun. Bubble Beam. Bubble Beam is not doing enough damage. And this is starting to get annoying. For some reason, we're just not doing it. This is why Sand Attack and that stupid bird in the beginning is a pain in the butt. And I think we have to reset here anyway. So now we have to blast through everyone. And we're going to have to reset. Unless we got to reset again. Oh boy, this is like the first couple like losses I had. And I think it's just like you gotta get the first Pokemon knocked out. Is what you gotta do. You gotta get through Pidgeot. You gotta get through Pidgeot. If you get through Pidgeot, you're fine. Because you're not getting Sand Attack, you're not getting your attack lowered. And we don't get poisoned. You get those first 2, it's a cakewalk. Because now Gyarados can attack you, but he's not going to poison you, he's not going to paralyze you. He's not going to lower your attack accuracy. And Alakazam, you outspeed him, and you do just quite under, not enough to knock him out. And now we're doing Dig. And now we're going to Dig again just because he started Rage. And he's a flying type, so that was my stupidity there. And as long as we can get one more battle attack off, there we go. So Rival gave us a little bit of a fit there, but that's mainly because of stat lowering things, not actually him beating me with like brute force or anything like that. Giovanni's a cakewalk. We have, for pretty much everything he has, we have a move. So Dig's going to knock out Nidorino. We should have done that from the get-go. I don't know why I bubble beamed him. Dig should knock out Kangaskhan. Okay, it's a 2-hit. And as usual, Giovanni always does Guard Spec. I don't know what Guard Spec does. I really am curious. I've never actually used it. I'm pretty sure I could probably guess what it does. It somehow ups your defense or something like that. Or defends against special attacks or something like that. Now, Nidoqueen is not going to be a knockout. She has very good defense. Those are playthroughs I'm very curious about as well. Nidoran, male and female. And now we're facing Blaine. So we skipped through a lot of the fights in Blaine's gym to show you Blaine's gym's attack. So we should plow right through this gym. We're 5 levels higher, or 7 levels higher than some of his Pokemon. And Body Slam again. So now we're getting the Rapidash. Gonna do Dig. Dig's a one-hit knockout, perfect. And then we're fighting Arcanine. Dig again. Does a little bit of damage to me, but as long as he doesn't heal, we got this. Okay, good. So yeah, Blaine's not very difficult. We get given a TM that we can't use. Awesome. Now we're fighting Sabrina. Sabrina's not gonna be very hard either. Sabrina's not gonna be very difficult, and all right. So we start off with Bubble Beam. No, I don't know why I did Bubble Beam. Just use Dig. You're messing around and gonna lose. Dig again. Almost a knockout. If he attacked us, we'd have lost there. And for some reason, this is a flying type Pokemon. We can do Dig to Venomoth. That's what's weird about Venomoth. And Alakazam. It's crazy that we didn't one-shot the Mr. Mime, but we one-shot the Alakazam. It's really crazy to me. So now we're fighting Giovanni. Giovanni, we still have water type moves. We still have Dig. We still have a bunch of things that we can use. Did I get rid of... Okay, we still have Bubble Beam. Bubble Beam's a knockout still. I don't know why it's a knockout for these two guys that we're fighting right now, but it wasn't a knockout for Charizard. It does not make sense to me. It does not make sense to me. However, I digress. It's what it is. It's the beautiful, glorious, genius, flawful masterpiece that is Generation 1 Pokemon, which I love. I love it for all these flaws. This is why these playthroughs are always so unpredictable. So I beat Giovanni. He's kind of a cakewalk. Now we have a bunch of rare candies. So here's my strategy for every playthrough I do from now until probably I'm done doing playthroughs. Is I take as many rare candies as I can, give them to my Pokemon, boost their stats up, get through this battle pretty handily, and get our way down Victory Road. The reason, and we save about three rare candies. The reason why we save 3 rare candies is because we can give it to them right before battle so they don't level up in battle if we are using the badge boost glitch. As of this moment, we are not using the badge boost glitch. So keep that in mind. We are not using that. This is a playthrough solely without a badge boost. So that's kind of why this run's been very impressive. This is why the Charizard run, in my opinion, was very impressive. I did not have to use a badge boost glitch for anything. It was all about, I wouldn't say brute force, but a lot of it was brute force. And having range to cover things without having to boost attacks to compensate for your lack of range. Why does he use Rage? Rage is like the worst move ever. It takes forever to be good. If you're fighting through an entire team, it's probably not bad, but it takes forever to get good. So now we're fighting Lorelei. Where Lorelei would usually is tough. I think Lorelei is not as difficult because we're not weak to... we're pretty high level, 61. We got level 61. And we knock out the first Pokemon, and then we almost lock out the Cloyster, but we put it in range of getting... Oh, I should have just done another Thunderbolt. Good job, JD. And then now we're fighting Slowbro. We don't, like I said, we're not using the badge boost. We might use Mimic in the future. That might not be a horrible thing to have. And nothing we're doing is working very well, but Thunderbolt gets a crit. Jinx... Body Slam is a one-hit knockout. Now the real catch is Lapras. Body Slam is over half. And almost. And, oh, we're very close. We just got to get an attack in. We're frozen, and we got to restart. Great. Great. Our first battle with Lorelei, and we get frozen here. Items. And I just gave him all the rare candies and said, we'll deal with the badge. We're not using the badge boost glitch anyway. That was my thought process. So if you look at the time, we're an hour and 38 minutes. We weren't using the badge boost glitch. That wasn't part of our strategy anyway. So I'm like, what's the big deal giving them all the rare candies? Not a big deal. So that's why we're at level 61. I think I might have played through it a few times and had some struggles, honestly. But it is what it is. And Cloyster, almost a one hit. It's so close. It is so close to a one hit, and it'd be very great if I could do a one hit. Thunderbolt, Body Slam does it close to a little over a third, so it's a 3-hit knockout. It doesn't do anything that boosts his stats, but it doesn't do anything with ours. So quit using that. Okay, so we get the knockout there. Jinx, Body Slam should be a knockout. Yep. And now Lapras. A lot of these playthroughs, honestly, Lorelei, if you can get through Lorelei, you can beat the game. Lorelei is usually a big point of contention, because ice moves, sometimes you just can't counter it. Alright, and healing, and then now we need to use a ether to heal. I usually don't play to show this stuff. Now we fight Bruno. We don't really talk about Bruno very much because he's usually not too big of a competition, but maybe this was the one he is. I don't quite remember. But Blizzard is a one-hit. Okay, so he's not. He's not a one-hit. So we use Dig. Dig should be a one-hit knockout. He is. Come on, Lee is a one-hit knockout. He is. We use Blizzard again, unless we miss. Okay. Now, Machamp can be bad. The reason why Machamp can be bad is because Machamp has a move called Submission. Submission is a one-hit knockout. If you hit you with Submission, you're done. So, yeah. So now we're on to Agatha. Agatha seems like it'd be difficult, but it's not. If you have Dig, you're not going to have any issues with Agatha. And now I think we need an Ether, if I remember correctly. Yeah, we need Ether for Dig. Because that's what we're going to need to get through Agatha. For somehow Dig can attack Ghost, but like Body Slam can't. I think both of them physically are just doing the same thing, but it is what it is. So Agatha's very, 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 very difficult because she has the ability to do everything to you. Confuse you, put you to sleep, poison you, paralyze you. She has the ability to do all those things. So we Dig, we outspeed the first Gengar, no problem. Golbat is the one we can't use Dig against, and I was spamming. So I did it again, and I don't know why I just didn't think on this. And now now he's paralyzed, good, and now the rest of them I'm pretty sure we can use Dig in one shot. So that's a one shot for Haunter. One shot on Arbok, I think. Yep, one shot, and then I think we're gonna one shot the Gengar because the first one we one shot, and the second one we one shot as well. Okay, so yeah, again, our Agatha usually is a very big deal because with one Pokemon she can do everything she can to. She can hurt you, she can put you to sleep, she can damage you, she can eat your dreams, she can do everything. Now we're gonna face Lance. Now Lance should not be a big deal after Gyarados. Okay, after Gyarados, Lance should not be a big deal. That is why we kept the move Blizzard, and he's not. I don't know why I did that. I should have just done with Thunderbolt. No problem there. I should have done Thunderbolt from get-go. I don't know why I got fancy. In my thought process, sometimes I think, oh, Dragon type, we got spam Blizzard. But Gyarados, yeah, that's why. That's mainly the reason why we kept Thunderbolt, is solely for Gyarados. That's mainly why we kept Thunderbolt, because Gyarados is really a pain in the butt. He really is a pain in the butt. And then Blizzard, so close. We do Blizzard again, and we miss. So now we got to find another way to knock out Dragonite, but he's paralyzed, thank goodness. Thunder doesn't do anything. Body Slam gets the knockout. Okay, good. That was a close one. That was close. That's the other downside to Blizzard. It has very low attack. So there's ways we can actually boost this, but part of the rules I play through is I can't use things in battle. Like if you use like X attack or X speed or whatever, you could probably, honestly, if you use like X attack or X speed, you probably could get through the game pretty handily. Get through these if you just boosted your attack and accuracy. But we can't do that. So okay, so we get through Pidgeot. He didn't lower our attack. Dig. We should knock out the Alakazam. Oh, we don't knock it out in one hit. Shucks. Okay. So now, right on. We should use Blizzard. It should be a one hit. Okay, we get the one hit knockout. Good. Good. All right, we level up. That's not bad because we're not using the badge boost. We use Blizzard again, which doesn't make sense. Executes Grass type. It should have done more damage. And he puts us to sleep. Oh, is this the one we lose? Okay, so we woke up in, okay, cool. Thunderbolt is a one hit, and we lose. Okay, so we gotta go back, we reset. There's just subtle things we could have done in that to make it so. Okay, so we just gotta, I think it's just luck. It's a little bit of luck, didn't go our way. We had some misses, some untimely misses. And we got the fighting our rival again. So there's only a couple minutes left in the entire video, so Yeah, what it is about getting the win here. Thunderbolt should be a victory. Should be a. Now that obliges us. So now we don't have to take that extra damage. So he did whirl. I don't know why he keep a hold of whirlwind, dude. Why do you keep a hold? And body slam's a one hit compared to Diggs, not a one hit. So that's the drastic difference here. And now we're at Gyarados or execute without taking any damage. So that's where the trade off is going to come here. So now we just realized body slam or Blizzard and body slam doing about the same. Now they're frozen, so we don't have to do anything. Now we just take our time, save our Blizzard, save our body slams. Now we're at Gyarados. So this is a 2-hit. Body slam, knock it out. Now we're at the final Pokemon, Charizard. Question is Blizzard. How much does Blizzard do? It does over half, and we get Slash. So we have to do it on this hit, and we knock it out. So perfect. We played through Pokemon Blue with Raticate, Rattata and Raticate, and we get it done. And I think we have done. It's going to time it here in a second. Now I showed you the wins, a lot of the wins, very few losses. So there were some losses in the Elite Four. If you look at the time in which I beat our rival, and I'll get to here and I'll just pause it. So 7 hours and 7 minutes. If you divide that by 4, it's just under. It's not quite 2 hours. It's under 2 hours. So 8 hours would be, it'd be 8. If it was 8 hours of playtime, it'd be about 2 hours. So just under 2 hours. If you look, I had to reset and go back to points. That's why it says that. It's not counting the extra minutes. But what are my thoughts on Rattata / Raticate the playthrough? I really thought this playthrough went well. Obviously, you're going to come across your brick walls and your road bumps against the Elite Four. That's going to happen. It's going to happen because that is the Elite Four. That's why they're called the Elite Four. There's a lot of range there. There's a lot of Pokemon that have different things. Like when you fight Bruno, you're fighting Rock type and Fighting type at the same time. When you fight Lorelei, you're fighting Ice. You're fighting a little bit of Psychic. You're fighting a little bit of Water. So it's a mixture of all those things. But I think Rattata played through pretty well. It was actually one of the more smooth playthroughs I had. And like I said, if you go back and look at when I beat our rival, we took some time. There was some time in there. This is why this is timed. If this had gone off of like in-game time, like if you divide 7 hours and 7 minutes, hold on. I'm next doing some math here. Give me 1 second. 7 times 60 equals plus 7. Nope. 7 times 60 plus 7. And divide that by 4. So if you look at the time, so what I did is took 7 times 60 and then added 7 more minutes. So the in-game, the total minutes it would have been if it was at real speed would have been 106 minutes, which that's an hour and 46 minutes. It's about dead on. It's about dead on with what it is. So it didn't really take off that much time. So yeah, that's pretty much my playthrough. Let me know what you think of the playthrough in the comment section down below. What did you think of this playthrough? Who do you think is going to be the best playthrough that I haven't done yet? I have a Spearow coming up, and I think Spearow will do a little bit better than Pidgey. And there's a lot of theories as to why that is, but I think he'll be fantastic. So let me know what you think. Thank you for stopping by JD's NerdVerse. My name is JD, and see you next time. Bye.